Greetings and welcome back to Curiosities Obscura. We're thrilled to have you with us for another exciting exploration. Please don't forget to like, click the bell icon, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest adventures. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Imagine a forest so dense, so quiet, and so thick with trees that even on the rainiest of days, you wouldn't feel a single drop. The ground beneath your feet is black, rocky, and jagged, created over 1,000 years ago by lava flows from the great Mount Fuji. This place, known as Aokigahara, is often called Japan's Sea of Trees. But it also holds a darker, more haunting nickname, the Suicide Forest. Just a few hours from bustling Tokyo, it's a place of immense beauty, deep mystery, and profound sorrow. Let's start by getting a sense of where Aokigahara is and what makes it so unique, even by Japan's incredibly diverse natural landscape. Aokigahara sits on the northwestern side of Mount Fuji, Japan's tallest and most famous peak, located on the main island of Honshu. If you were to stand at the base of Mount Fuji, Aokigahara would stretch out in front of you for about 13.5 square miles. That's about the size of a small city, but unlike a city, this forest feels timeless and unchanging, untouched by the bustling world beyond. The forest's origins date back to the year 864, when Mount Fuji erupted in what was one of its most dramatic volcanic events. The eruption lasted for months, pouring lava across the landscape and burying everything in its path. Over centuries, this vast lava field cooled and transformed, with mosses and small plants first taking root on the volcanic rock. Over time, trees began to grow, slowly turning what was once a barren, rocky expanse into the lush, tangled forest we see today. And that volcanic past still leaves its mark. If you hike through Aokigahara, you'll notice that the ground beneath you is uneven, dotted with sharp rocks and covered in a dense layer of moss. The volcanic rock absorbs sound, giving the forest a strange silence, as if nature itself is holding its breath. There's something eerie about the quiet in Aokigahara. Visitors often describe the silence as almost unnatural, as if the forest itself is holding back noise. Trees block out the sun, creating a shadowy, dim environment even in broad daylight. It's easy to lose your bearings here, with paths quickly swallowed up by the dense vegetation. And it's no wonder that people say it's one of the most disorienting places in Japan. The quiet is partly due to the forest's unique landscape. Volcanic rock, as we mentioned, absorbs sound, and with the trees packed so closely together, there's hardly any wind moving through the branches. Even the rain barely reaches the ground, caught by the thick canopy above. The damp, muffled soundscape is unlike anything most people have experienced, a feeling that is simultaneously calming and unsettling. But there's more than just silence here. Some visitors report their compasses spinning wildly, unable to find true north. This phenomenon, they say, is due to the iron-rich volcanic soil, which can interfere with magnetic devices. While not everyone experiences it, the stories have contributed to Aokigahara's reputation as a place where strange things happen. Imagine wandering in a forest where even your navigation tools might fail you. It's enough to make anyone feel uneasy. Aokigahara's proximity to Mount Fuji gives it a spiritual significance in Japanese culture. Mount Fuji itself is sacred, revered in both Shinto and Buddhist traditions as a symbol of endurance, beauty, and spiritual enlightenment. Throughout history, Forests like Aokigahara have been seen as places of retreat and introspection. Monks would go into the forest for long periods, isolating themselves to focus on meditation and self-reflection, hoping to achieve spiritual clarity. In Japan, there has also been a long history of ritual suicide, dating back to the feudal era when samurai would perform seppuku, a form of suicide meant to restore honor. Though seppuku is no longer practiced, this historical context has shaped a cultural understanding of suicide in Japan that's different from how it's viewed in many other countries. In some cases, suicide has been seen as a way to take responsibility or make amends, a personal act rather than a social taboo. The association of Aokigahara with suicide began in the 1960s, and since then, the forest has become known as a place where people come to end their lives. This reputation was reinforced by Japanese literature and media. In 1960, a writer named Seicho Matsumoto published a novel called Tower of Waves, which tells the story of two lovers who, facing impossible circumstances, decide to die together in Aokigahara. Later, a controversial book called The Complete Manual of Suicide mentioned Aokigahara as an ideal place for suicide, calling it the perfect place to die. In Japan, suicide has remained a significant issue, with rates among the highest in the world. Many who come to Aokigahara are seeking solitude, a place where they can disappear from the pressures of daily life. It's a tragic reality that has made the forest both famous and infamous. The Japanese government has tried to reduce suicides in the forest by placing signs at the entrance and along the trails with messages encouraging people to think of their families and seek help. Patrols regularly walk the forest, hoping to prevent tragedies before they happen. Aokigahara isn't just known for its real-life tragedies. It's also a place filled with ghost stories and legends. In Japanese folklore, spirits known as Yūrei are said to wander the earth when they cannot find peace, often because of unresolved emotions or a traumatic death. Yūrei are similar to ghosts, but are believed to be more vengeful, restless entities, driven by emotions like anger, sorrow, or regret. Some believe that the spirits of those who have died in Aokigahara linger there, unable to find peace. The forest has long been associated with Yūrei, and this connection has only grown stronger as more people have chosen to end their lives there. Locals often say that the spirits are most active at night, their restless presence adding to the forest's eerie atmosphere. For many Japanese people, entering Aokigahara is not just a physical journey, but a spiritual one, and the forest is treated with a sense of reverence and caution. For the people who live near Aokigahara, the forest's reputation is a constant reminder of the struggle with mental health and the need for greater support. Local police and volunteers who regularly search the forest are faced with the emotional toll of finding remains and witnessing the aftermath of each tragedy. Forest workers who discover bodies are said to take them to a local station where they're kept in a special room. Some believe that the spirit of a deceased person will be restless if left alone, so they stay with the body until it's properly handled. The residents of the area often express sadness over the forest's grim association. They respect the lives lost there and hope that visitors will show the same respect, understanding that the forest is more than just a tourist attraction or a haunted destination. It's a place of natural beauty, history, and deep cultural significance. So as we step away from Aokigahara's shadowed canopy and return to the world of bright city lights and daily routines, we carry with us a piece of its mystery, its beauty, and the weight of its history. This forest, tangled and quiet, stands as a testament to nature's resilience and humanity's struggles. In its depths lies a reminder: beauty and sorrow often walk side by side. And with that, we conclude our exploration into Aokigahara, Japan's mysterious suicide forest. Join us in our next venture on Curiosities Obscura, quenching your thirst for curiosity as we continue to showcase the curiosities, oddities, and mysteries that shape our world. Until then, may your curiosity illuminate your path.